boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery.
We're good to go, Chief.
What's the matter?
Stop this! Now!
What the fuck, you freak?
Give me a hand!
Hold her still. Dismissed.
Payback for how they treated her?
Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Ooh, quite as crazy. I can understand the kind of payback thing, but I don't know what she was really playing at there.
Boss, about Eli. I'd heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa.
Yep, there we go.
VH would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same.
Come
Don't
on,
worry,
Scotty.
I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
Yeah, there we go. So I think that pretty much is the final kind of nail in the coffin. It's got to be him. I mean, one of the Les Enfants Terribles goes missing in Africa, and they find this kid, you know, with the British accent and the blonde hair, and he even has the same kind of, he does the same kind of things. A snake, the whole kind of fist clenching move and all that kind of stuff. Come on, it's got to be him. Is there anything new from Quiet here? Is she gonna do anything different? I mean, it's not progressing at all, really. Just when I was thinking she was starting to integrate with Mother Base a little bit more, she almost killed some of her comrades, so... I mean, they haven't exactly treated her like a comrade themselves, but... I don't know. It's...
Boss, how about developing something?
I mean... We keep saying that she had the... I mean, she could have killed them if they wanted to. The same goes for pretty much anyone here, including Big Boss himself. But that's pretty much all we have to go at. It's a bit... I really don't know what to make of it. She's still an enigma. I mean, she doesn't even have to stay in that cell, from what I understand. She can rematerialize wherever she wants, kind of thing. Does she just turn invisible, or can she rematerialize? I couldn't quite understand that. I don't think she rematerializes. She just goes invisible. So I guess she's still physically inside that cell. She can't get out, despite her powers. Alright, I'll have another little look around Mother Base, and depending on how things go, either we'll edit it out or we'll
Please
get back
select
to
a
it.
mission.
Obviously I've got to get to the ACC before I can continue.
Please
have a quick
specify
look.
a project.
Before I move around, because we've got a few extra levels here. I mean, my GMP isn't crazy high at the moment, so no. Just for some more ammo? I don't think so. Not right now. Yeah, still not interested in things like the capture cage or the extra cardboard boxes. I mean, I was never a massive cardboard box user in any way, and I think Metal Gear Solid 2 was one of the games that kind of engineered things in the best way for cardboard box use. I mean, here it's just a novelty most of the time.
Caution, rain approaching.
But Metal Gear Solid 2, there were places where it would really help, like the transformer room, or whatever it was called, with the boxes on the conveyor belts. There was the room, there was a supply store in the tanker mission. There were places that were properly set up for it. So, yeah. Metal Gear Solid 2 has some good
Roger.
moments for the cardboard box. Right, I think I'm going to head straight to the ACC and just continue, man. I can't bother with this shit.
Arriving shortly at LZ.
Alright, so before I went on the ACC, I couldn't resist. I took a trip down to R&D anyway. But I did it via a helicopter, and it took like 3 to 4 minutes, and I was like, what the fuck, there has to be a better way to get around the base. Now, if you notice, in any given area, there's only the shower and this delivery point. Now, in my mind, I was thinking the delivery point is to do with when they give you a supply drop. But, in true Metal Gear Solid fashion, if you go into one of these cargo loading zones and you put yourself in a box, you can post yourself over to other areas of Mother Base. So when I had 3 or 4 minutes, I decided to research how the hell do you get around Mother Base more quickly, and this is the quickest way to do it. So if I hadn't have gone online to search for it, I would never have realised, because I thought it was something to do with them actually, you know, sending stuff your way. It was to do with like supplies of new weapons or something like that. But every Metal Gear has something like this. As I mentioned before, there was a transformer room in Metal Gear Solid 2. You had in Grozny Ground, you could get yourself into the back of a truck to get yourself transported in. So they always have a little number like this for boxes, so it's genius. But like I said, I wouldn't have figured it out on my own. So thank God that journey took so long, otherwise I wouldn't have had to have gone in and kind of asked around to see what was going on. So yeah, if you want to get around Mother Base quickly, that's how you do it. It's going to save me a lot of time in the future. Okay, seeing as I've come this far and I'm deciding to run around, I'll have a quick look around this area as well. Because I'm still frustrated about the fact that I can't find people to talk to, like Ocelot and Cars and all these guys. I just cannot find them within Mother Base, and I can't trigger conversations or anything. And I keep feeling like that's something that they must have put into the game, and I can't find it, so that's why I'm constantly on the hunt for them. But we'll have to see.
Boss, you need supplies. We're here for you.
Once again, my search around Mother Base was fruitless, so here we are back in the ACC.
About Eli.
Stop telling me the same thing over
I
and
heard
over.
that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about
Please
right.
select a mission.
Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli.
You think it's Eli, stop lying to me.
All the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
I mean, I wonder how Snake feels, because this is something massive. If Eli does turn out to be his clone, this is insane. Like, I mean, isn't he the first clone in human history?
Accepted.
I don't remember the background behind that story, but this is something massive. And Snake has had absolutely no kind of reaction, or like, he hasn't shown any interest in the matter, even though it's a huge, huge thing that could potentially be happening here. So, I mean, I wonder what Snake thinks deep down. The second he saw Eli, did he sense something? Did he feel something? Does he think it's his son, or is like, nah, there's no way, it's just some random kid? I mean, he's been so kind of emotionless about the whole thing. It's difficult to tell, but I guess this is the Snake that we have in this game. He doesn't talk much. He's very emotionless. I mean, he was never the most emotional guy anyway, but I guess after everything that he's had to go through, he's lost what little kind of humanity he had left, unfortunately. Aim true, ye vengeful. Okay.
are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the General's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Alright, thanks for that reminder, Cars, because, you know, my plan was to just go in there, get the Gatling gun and just mow them all down. So, thank you for telling me. Thank you for letting me know that it was created by Hideo Kojima. We haven't had, what's it, mission 25? We haven't had 25 reminders of that already. There's probably a few before the mission's even started. Probably close to the 30 mark.
Be careful down there, boss.
Okay. Let's set Summit to play about the White Mamba.
The White Mamba. Nyoka Yam Pembe. He's the commander of the kids based out of Wala Yamasa. As you know, contract forces of Africa were stationed at that village. Anti-government forces hired CRS to bring kids there from around Africa for training. But at some point, the adults with the PF started dropping like flies. This was right after we arrived in Africa. We don't know the cause. The kids ended up on their own. Must have been like fish out of water. Nothing to eat, no way to get back home. All the adults taught them was how to use a gun. Sure, they could shoot targets, but hunt for food? Not likely. They wouldn't have lasted long. Then the White Mamba showed up. He was faster and stronger than them, a better soldier, and he knew how to lead. I guess somebody wished upon a star, because their savior turned up like stardust straight out of the blue. The moment he arrived, the kids had their new commander. That was when they started attacking other villages.
So Liquid is a true prodigy.
The infamous White Mamba spread fast. But it isn't just his combat skills that got people talking. As you can tell from the name, he's the only light-skinned kid in the unit. Not to mention the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Not common in those parts. We have no idea where he came from or what he's experienced. The kid's a huge blank. But I'm sure you'll know him.
Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your eye droid.
Not even a flesh wound.
I didn't get to hear the end
Our
of that.
mission objective isn't just suppressing a bunch of militants. This is a DDR operation.
Let's try and get the ending of that tape again, because it sounded like he was saying something important. I wish there was a way that they wouldn't overlap each other.
From or what he's experienced. The kid's a huge blank. But I'm sure you'll know him when you see him. One other thing. He's still a kid, so don't kill him. Be careful not to hit him with anything lethal. Not even a flesh wound.
Yep, because then we'd have a time
Our
paradox.
mission objective isn't just suppressing a bunch of militants. This is a DDR operation of the kids in that unit. DDR stands for disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration. Disarmament is obvious. We take their weapons off their hands. The demobilization part means dismantling their military organization to ensure they can't arm themselves again. To do that, you need to capture the unit's commander and have him order his men to disband. In this case, the commander is the White Mamba. There's nobody above him, so he's all we need to grab. Finally, reintegration. Through education and occupational training, we give them a means to live besides war.
Is that him?
A lot of kids
Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Before they find themselves back there, we teach them another skill. I'd like to establish this rehabilitation process at Mother Base.
That'd be
That's
great.
why we're bringing those kids back here. It's not so much for their sake. It's for the world that we're trying to
Is
create.
that him? Take a good look. Okay, that's the General's brother, his number 2.
Them running around.
Get him out of there, boss.
Work. Bring them all back if possible. Or as many as you can.
Yeah, okay, I get the idea. It's a very good cause. It'd be nice to be able to get all of these kids off the battlefield and kind of give them a different shot at life and leave kind of the battlefields to the adults who, in the most part, have more of a choice than they do. Again, we've already had this discussion, so I won't get into it again. But what's clear is that we cannot allow these kids to remain out here with these big-ass guns. Okay, there's no one on this side or behind me.
Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
Might be some stuff around, so... I'm not even going to break that box.
Another group of child
Enemy
soldiers.
presence detected.
No,
The map
must
has
be a
been
squad they had out
updated.
on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
To be honest, because of my playstyle, it doesn't really change anything for me. I'm still going to trank them in the face if I need to. Is that precious smell? Yeah.
Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more
Enemy
than one
presence
patrol out.
detected.
Security
The
will
map
be
has
tighter
been
now.
updated.
Watch yourself.
I reckon it's probably one of those missions where it's very easy to get an S rank if you just kind of run straight through. Because the more you wait, the harder it gets, and the longer it's going to end up taking.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
But I think people forget that this is a first time playthrough, especially people watching. Even when I watch myself back, there's stuff that I noticed, like you could have done this, you could have done that. But there's people who have already played the game. And they're saying, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. I mean, it's easy to say when you've already played the game and you're watching somebody else do it. But on a first playthrough, it's you just do things your own way, you do whatever you think is right at the time. So that's why, especially if it's a first time playthrough of a game that I'm really interested in, like this one, that's why I don't bother to read
Enemy
comments, and
presence detected.
if
The
anything I
map
prefer to
has
disable
been
it completely.
updated.
I'm tired of reading people saying, oh, you should have done this. For me, it's a bit of a pet peeve. But I guess when you put your videos out on YouTube, it's something that you have to put up with. Well, I could disable the comments, but I think I leave it there because it's helpful for others. If people are watching me and they read a comment of someone saying, oh, you know, if you'd have done this, you would have saved a lot of time, then maybe they can do it in their own playthrough. So it's still useful to them, I suppose. Not for
Enemy
me.
presence detected. The map
I mean, if
has
there's
been
something that
updated.
I really feel like is a problem, like for example, wasting a lot of time getting around a mother base, I'll just go on the internet and search for it anyway. But if I'm having fun with what I'm doing, I don't bother changing. Because that's the number one thing. That's why I said from the beginning, stuff like ranks and stuff, I'd rather get a C rank and have a lot of fun with the mission than get an S rank and not have any fun at all. Just for kicks, I've watched one or two kind of S rank missions and stuff. And because it's so much to do with speed, it's just ridiculous. I mean, if that was the first time I completed the mission, I would have got no fun out of it whatsoever. So, okay, I think the time has come to start tranking kids in the face.
Clouds approaching.
Or fading to trank kids, there you go. I mean, technically their heads are smaller, so it's going to be more difficult to land that shot. To be honest, they're all on one side. Maybe I could kind of jump over and... Oh, Can't fault him. Oh, no. I didn't see him come around the corner. No problem. I'm trying to keep them out of sight, at least. But no, it doesn't matter. They're all in front of it. I thought for a second they might be inside the room, but... this is going to be difficult. I might have to end up taking all of them out because they're not going anywhere. They're all just circling. If I had a trank sniper, I would have sniped them all out from a distance. Don't think I have a choice. I've got to CQC the kids. Oh man. I don't want to... I accidentally threw him, but... But then again, well, what is the other option? It's either choking him out or throwing him. I think throwing him's a bit better. Choking a kid out is kind of weird. I think he has a helmet, so I'll go for a leg shot with him. And I guess when he goes down, his buddy's going to want to go to him. So maybe if I get a bunch of shots here. Okay, he's gone. That's it. Yeah, they've all got to go down.
There he is. The commander. Extract him.
Okay, I think that's everyone. I've got to put him in a jeep. That's no chance. Oh shit, he's getting up. That was fast, man. Surely a kid getting slammed would knock him out for longer than it would an adult. Reflex mode if need be. Sorry, kid.
If you're gonna use CQC on those
Oh! I tried to go easy on him, but...
there's size and agility makes it too hard to catch them in a restraining hold.
Oh, right, okay. I have no choice.
The prisoner's starved and fatigued. He won't survive a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper. Choose an LZ and we'll send the chopper there.
Alright, let's call it in.
Please select a landing
It's still
zone.
quite far away. Maybe I'll go for that one and drive my Jeep over there or something.
Support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Enemy presence detected.
Alright, let me get the commander
Map
up quickly
has
before his
been
friends get up.
updated.
Oh yes, blueprints. RGL 220. Okay. Come on, little guy. Should I get my Jeep? I think I will, you know. Or I might get that one. Kind of in two minds right now. I'll get my own Jeep and just drive around. It's going to be easier than carrying one 500 meters and then coming back and carrying the other 500 meters. It's going to be 1.5 kilometer carry in total. Provided the kids don't all get out.
Arriving shortly at LZ.
Wait for me, Pequod. As long as I take a wide kind of circle around.
Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Yes, wait for me.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Okay. Kids are still asleep for now. The one I've knocked out is still knocked out as well. Stop the... Like, even if he's travelling at 2 miles an hour, he still does his jump out. Alright, it's go time.
Enemy presence detected.
Why is it...
The
Get in the
map
car,
has
man.
been updated.
There we go. Okay. Shit is going up. Come on. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to get him this time, I don't think. I swear that should have hit him. Yes, alright. I've had to take the same kid out 3 times. Forgive me, kid. You can tell stories to your grandkids later on that the legendary Big Boss took me out 3 times. Alright, should be a clear run to the finish now. Dispatch camp. Dispatch camp. Dispatch mission. Successful as well.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
It was a good day. Need to make sure I don't crash this thing. Kill everyone on board. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Almost got carried away. Alright, let's do it. Up we go.
Alright, now you just need to extract the General's number 2.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on. There we go.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone.
Exfiltrated
No
hot
sign of the
zone.
enemy.
Mission
Mission
info
complete,
has
boss.
been updated.
Do I have to return to Mother Base? They've Fultoned everything up and stuff.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Nice work.
Thank you. I don't think I got it.
Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional.
Alright, cool. Alright, so what now?
Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's #2 instead. And as for the #2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be #2 or #200 for all I care.
My man. That's the kind of enthusiasm I want to see. I don't know if he's just talking shit, but... Quarantine platform. Okay. Right. Troublemaker, unsanitary. Don't want those, that's too
Boss,
kind
we
of
have
bad.
an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Oh no, blisters on their chest. I have a feeling I know what this is, and it's very convenient that the quarantine platform has just been constructed, right? Shit. Okay, what's the damage?
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum.
Yeah,
we
like a
don't know the
spawn.
root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher.
Yep.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. It'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid.
Oh shit. It's a whole different game that we're gonna have to play right now. Yeah, it's the same thing.
I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management.
Okay.
First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up.
Okay.
We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic
Caution,
at the quarantine
rain
facility.
approaching.
But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Oh man, this has really crippled us. No dispatch missions. People in quarantine. They're gonna spread it to each other. How am I supposed to tell who's infected? Oh man, I'm gonna have to spend some time kind of diving into this stuff and trying to see if there's some kind of pattern. But yeah, it's been a very long session again, so I think I'm probably gonna give it a break here, and I'll come back with a fresh mind and see if I can tackle this situation. I mean, I'm trying to think who would have brought it into... I mean, I'm trying to think who would have brought it into Mother Base in the first place. And, well, if it's definitely something created by Cypher, then obviously my mind goes to Quiet. So Quiet's maybe sneakily infected us. But I can't tell if this greedy cat guy at the bottom is the one that Quiet attacked. I mean, maybe she realized, because she was trying to like kill him, so maybe she realized that he was carrying the infection or something. I really don't know. It's all kind of speculation at this point. Okay, I think I'm going to end it here, and when I come back we will try to get to the bottom of this issue. And if not, we're just going to have to do the missions, and I'm sure through the missions we're going to find a solution to the problem. But we'll probably lose a lot of people in the meantime. Alright, see you guys next time. Take care.